Hello, this is boring to me. I'm going to go for a little ride. I haven't done anything with this bike for a while. It's waiting for me right here at my work. As you can see, it's a little bit dark here, but I hope you can still see it well. It's beautiful. A little bit dirty. No, not a little bit, very dirty. But I'm planning to give it a nice big bath tomorrow. I just go to a 7-Eleven and grab something to eat, and I thought I would tell you how I actually got to this bike. So, I wasn't always a Harley fan. I got my first bike when I was 14. It was a Romet Cadet, 50cc. Top speed was 40. And since I was at that time already 186 centimeters tall, which is almost as tall as I'm now, it was way too small for me. Then I got my next bike when I got to Taiwan. I was 20 and I got to this new place, and as you could see in more than 13 videos, which are actually pretty good, there are thousands and thousands of bikes around. So I had a friend on the airplane and he actually gave me one. That was a 90cc bike, and then I got some 125, a few of them. You see lots of bikes here. Then I actually started to drive a car, and I haven't got a bike for a long time. Back then, Taiwan, you couldn't even have a big bike. The biggest cc you could have was 300. So I was riding a 125 scooter, and that was as big as it can get. A few years ago, Taiwan started to allow people to have big bikes, and to be honest, at that time I wasn't that interested. First of all, they were way too expensive to me. The second of all, I never liked racing bikes, and that's mostly what I've seen here. So I wasn't really excited. But then I started to work in Taipei, and my office was very close to the Harley showroom in Taipei, and I looked around and I started to love them. And at the same time, I was working for a company who was first, second and third tier supplier for Harley Davidson. In other words, we were directly supplying them some parts, and we were supplying to their suppliers, and even to their suppliers' suppliers. Honey, you have to know where you're going. Anyway, I started to love them, but then again, it was just way too expensive. Then I came back to work here, where I'm working down in the middle of the island, and I was looking at pictures, and I was looking at YouTube videos, and I loved it, and I was carving for it, but there was no chance I could get it. And then finally what I did was, I sat down with my bosses. I'm lucky enough to say that I've been working as a sales, and I've been doing some pretty good contributions to the company. My bosses like me and they appreciate my work, and they should. So I ended up sitting down with them and say, hey, how about writing a contract? And that's what we did. We wrote a contract for 10 years. That included some sales goals and everything, but at the end of the day, they bought me this Harley, which I love. That's where I am right now. I'm riding a brand new Harley, and I can ride it for a long time. Anyway, they bought me this bike, which is very expensive, about $42,000 US, which is totally crazy, but that's what it costs here. And the good thing is I'm living about 35 kilometers away from my work, so I can ride it every day when it's sunny, or at least not raining, and I can ride it for 40-50 minutes every morning and 40-50 minutes when I come back.
And that's how I got my Harley. Thank you for watching.